All my dear friends to your own YouTube channel, and you are watching Amit Ambastha. In the last class, we have gone through the president, and as I have said that we will do some useful questions that are very much likely to come in your exams. So let's start with the question answer series. The fonts are a little smaller, so please adjust this time, and from the very next time I'll maintain these fonts so that it can be easily visible to all of you. So see friends, there are some MCQs that have very high probability of come in your exam. See, which one of the following president of India has been the governor of Jharkhand? Understood? That means among these four options, who is the president that have earlier been the governor of Jharkhand? It is very much easy for all the Jharkhand students. Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Ramnath Kovind, Draupadi Murmu. So the answer is very much easy, and it is Draupadi Murmu. She is the present president of our India, the 15th as an individual and 17th as a tenure, or you can say term. Okay, the first one was Dr. Rajendra Prasad. This Ramnath Kovind was the governor of Bihar. See, come to the second question. Which president among the following appeared before the Supreme Court when Supreme Court was hearing election dispute of the president? Okay. Actually, I don't know I have told you or not, but if any dispute arises in the election procedure of the president and the vice president, then the matter is not moved to the Election Commission of India. Rather, Supreme Court is responsible to hear all the cases when there is any dispute of the election of these president and vice president. So the answer is V.V. Giri. V.V. Giri is that president who has appeared before the Supreme Court while it was hearing the election dispute of the president. Okay. He was charged of some corrupt practices for influencing the voters. And I remember Honorable Mr. Justice Sikri had dismissed the petition, okay, and he remained the president. Now question number 3. Which one of the following articles of the Constitution vests the executive power of the Union in the president? Your options are Article 51, 52, 53 and Article 54. See, president article, it starts from 52 to 72, so that's why 51, there is no chance of 51. 52 defines the president, and when it comes to 53, so 53 has the executive power of the union in the president. In my last class, I have told you that the president have lots of power in the form of legislative power, executive power, judicial power, diplomatic power, military power, pardoning, judicial power. So out of those 7 power, there is one executive power. Under executive power, he is solely responsible for the appointment of the Prime Minister, the Council of Ministers, the Attorney General of India, the CAG, the Comptroller General of India, which is mentioned in Article 148 to 151, the Chief Election Commissioner, the Governor, the Chairman of the UPSC and its other members. So, Article 53 is your answer. Now, question. Here given below are the 2 statements. The supreme command of the defense forces vested in the president. The president power as commander in chief are independent of legislative control. You have to answer whether A and R are true and R is a correct explanation of A and this A, B, C, D. So let me explain you this. The supreme command of the defense forces vested in the president. This is absolutely true. As per the military powers, the supreme command of the defense forces is vested in the president. That is true. The second one, the president power as commander in chief are independent of legislative control. Just see here. It is written are independent of legislative control. That means all the powers as a commander-in-chief are independent of legislative control, but that is not true. Okay, how? Let me explain you. The president can exercise only the powers after the advice of the Council of Ministers. Independently, president cannot exercise his powers as a commander-in-chief. So, the option here, A is true, but R is false. That means option C will be your answer. This statement is true, but this statement is not true. That is, this is false. The president, for exercising his power, has to take the advice of the Council of Ministers and who is headed by the Prime Minister. Move on to the next question. Question number 5. Which of the following is not correct regarding the presidential election? Your 4 statements given below are: the election of the successor must be held before the expiry of the term of the incumbent president. The president shall hold office for a term of 5 years from the date on which he enters office. On the expiration of his term, he continues to hold office until his successor enters upon his office. Or president election may be postponed on the ground that the electoral college is incomplete. This is electoral. So friends, the answer is D. Okay. Option A is true, B is true, C is also true. D option, which says that the president election may be postponed on the ground that the electoral college is incomplete. So this one is wrong. So our answer will be option D. Come to question 6. The Indian president is eligible for re-election for how many times? So friends, these kind of questions, when you go through the topic, you will see that it is written, but we don't think that these statements or this concept is important. But in question, we are very much sure that the question setter gives you this kind of questions. Answer is option is once, twice, thrice, or n number of times. So the answer is n number of times. For re-election of a candidate as a president, he is eligible for n number of times, and that is written in our Article 57, under Article 57 of Indian Constitution, that n number of times a president can be eligible for re-election. Okay, see. Move to the next question. Which article of Indian Constitution? See, let me tell you, the fonts are very small. So for today, for this video, I apologize. You take a screenshot and then magnify it and see it. Okay. For the next time, I'll try to develop some good fonts. See, which article of Indian Constitution prescribes eligibility condition for re-election to the post of the President of India? I have said in my last question, Article 57 is your answer. Again, any dispute regarding the President election is referred to Attorney General of India, Parliament, Supreme Court, none of these. So friends, whenever there is a dispute in the election of the President or Vice President, then the matter goes to the Supreme Court. Okay, so the Supreme Court is the apex body or apex court which takes any dispute regarding the election of Prime Minister or President. Next question. To whom the President of India submit its resignation? That means if a president is resigning from his office, then he will submit his resignation to which of them? Speaker of the Lok Sabha, the Vice President of India, the Chief Justice of India, the Prime Minister. So the answer is the Honorable Vice President of India. He'll submit his resignation to the Vice President of India. Under which article President of India can be impeached? Can be impeached. The answer is Article 61. To the next question. Under which article President of India can be impeached? This is impeached. Impeached. Article 356, Article 75, Article 76, 61. Article 61 is your answer. Under Article 61 of our Indian Constitution, the President can be impeached by the process which I have already discussed in my first class. I have given the link in my description box, so you can go and check my first video of President and then come to this session. You will be able to do all the questions. Okay, now see question. Which of the following is an impeachable offense for the President of India? That means under which offense out of these four the President can be impeached? Number one, non-performance of duties, violation of the Constitution, disagreement with the PM, unauthorized foreign travel. See friends, when you study about the President, it is written at the very beginning that under Article 61, a President can be impeached on the violation of the Constitution. So the answer is B. Without wasting much of the time, you can take option B. See the next question. For how long can the Vice President act as the President when President cannot perform his duties for a reason of death, resignation, removal or otherwise? Your options are 5 years, 90 days, 1 year, 6 months. So the answer is 6 months. Within the 6 months, new President has to take charge of his office. A Vice President can only remain in the office of President during the period of 6 months. Now, move on to the next question. Question number 13. Question number 13. Who among the following can call the joint session of the Parliament? See, President, Vice President, Prime Minister and the Speaker of Lok Sabha. Friends, joint sitting is summoned by the President. Okay, under Article 108. And this is presided by the Speaker of Lok Sabha. So there is a very small gap, but it's very important. When you talk about the summoning or the calling of the joint sitting of the Parliament, the answer is President. And when you talk about the presiding of that session, then the Speaker of the Lok Sabha has power to preside the meeting of the joint session. See, come to the next question. Question number 14. Which of the following expression is appropriate regarding the message to call joint sitting of both houses under Article 108 of the Indian Constitution? The intention of the President, the direction of the President, wisdom of President and consent of President. Friends, see, these questions have come in your different civil services examinations of India. So these are very much important questions and are very much likely to that you will see again in your question papers, whatever exams you are going to take. See, 14. Which of the following expression is appropriate regarding the message to call joint sitting of both houses under Article 108 of our Indian Constitution? The options are intention of the President, the direction of the President, wisdom of President and the consent of President. So the answer is intention of the President. Here, the President intentionally and deliberately call both the houses of the Parliament and have voting on it. On those bills which have been rejected by either house, and there is agreement, and there is one agreement is not coming out from both the houses of the Parliament. So move on to the next question. Question 15. The only instance when the President of India exercises his power of veto is related to the Hindu Code Bill, the PEPSU Appropriation Bill, the Indian Post Office Amendment Bill and the Dowry Prohibition Bill. The answer is the Indian Post Office Amendment Bill. It was this power of veto was exercised by our Honorable President Gyani Jail Singh in 1986. Okay. So, option C is your answer. Now, move to the next question. 16. Which of the following are the discretionary power of the President? Appointment of Council of Ministers, to return a bill with objection, to withhold a bill, to pardon, to summon joint session, to send message to the Parliament and the appointment of judges. Here, discretionary power of the President, the question is asking. That means the President don't have to ask any Council of Ministers or the Prime Minister for their powers. So these are the discretionary power. The President alone can take the decision. So a President can return a bill with objection. Yes, the option number 2 is right. To withhold a bill, he can also withhold a bill. To pardon, it comes under the judicial procedure, judicial power. So here the President don't have the discretionary power. He have to take advice from the Council of Ministers, which is headed by the Prime Minister. To summon joint session, to send message to the Parliament. So the answer will be 2, 3 and 6. In option number C, you see. See, question number 17. On which matter it is not essential for the President to take advice from the Council of Ministers? Appointment of ambassador, to assent to bills referred by the governor, to dissolve Lok Sabha. That means again, it is talking about the discretionary power. On which matter it is not necessary for the President. So the answer will be to assent to bills. For assenting to bills, President is not bound to take advice from the Council of Ministers. See, move on to the next question. Which article of the Indian Constitution empowers the president to consult the Supreme Court? Okay, that means among these four articles, which article has the provision that the president can consult the Supreme Court? Your option is 129, 132, 143 and 32. The answer will be 143. 143 is the power of Supreme Court to consult the president. And one more thing, my dear friends, which is very much important when you talk about the article 143, the president can seek advice from the Supreme Court, that's for sure, that is true, but president is not bound to follow it. This, you should also know this. See, now question number 19. The president of India doesn't have the right to give pardon, remove judge of Supreme Court, declare emergency or pass ordinance. He has the power to give pardon. Yes, he can declare emergency under article 352, 356 and 360. He can again pass ordinances. Okay, article 123 says passing of ordinance, but removal of Supreme Court is not the right of president. See, there is one article 124 subclause 4 of Indian Constitution. 124 subclause 4 of Indian Constitution, it says the president can pass an order of removal of Supreme Court only by passing the bill by both the houses of the parliament. And there are some more conditions. So the president of India don't have the right to remove judges of Supreme Court. There is a special mentioning in the article 124 subclause 4 of our Indian Constitution. Under which article of Constitution president has the power to grant pardons grant pardon, remission, respite of punishment? Option is 72, 73, 53, 61, 108. The answer will be 72. Under article 72, the president has the power to pardon, to remit, to reprieve, to commute of sentences. Move on to the next question. Which of the following before becoming the president of India did not hold the office of vice president? Your options are Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, Dr. Zakir Hussain, Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy and R. Venkatraman. So your answer is Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy. Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy was never the vice president of India before becoming the president of India. Move on to the next question and the last slide of our this video session. Among the following president of India who has served as a speaker of Lok Sabha? Among the following president of India who has served as the speaker of Lok Sabha? Your options are very much clear. V.V. Giri, Varahagiri Venkatraman Giri, N. Sanjeeva Reddy, K.R. Narayanan and Zakir Hussain. Your option is Sanjeeva Reddy. Sanjeeva Reddy was the speaker of the Lok Sabha. See, another question. For how long can the vice president act as the president when the president cannot perform his duties for the reason of death, resignation, removal or otherwise? Your answer is 6 months. I think we have done this question earlier. So it's very much clear, 6 months. The president can dissolve the Lok Sabha on the recommendation of Chief Justice of India, Lok Sabha recommendation of Union Cabinet and Raj Sabha recommendation. See friends, the answer will be the recommendation of the Union Cabinet. The last question of our series, who among the following president of India was associated with the trade union movement? The answer is very much clear, V.V. Giri. And Sanjeeva Reddy was the speaker of the Lok Sabha, it's not needed. K. Narayanan and Zakir Hussain are not. V.V. Giri, Varahagiri Venkatraman Giri is the answer. So friends, in this video we have done I guess 25 questions on the president, which we read in our previous class, that is part 1 of our president. So I think this question will benefit you very much in your upcoming examination. So those who have not seen my lecture of president, they can go to the description box. There I have pasted the link of my first class. You go there and please watch the video of the president, and then you come to this video, then you will get some more confidence. So friends, if you like this content, then keep liking the content and keep liking the class. And till then, thank you so much. And in the next class, I'll try that I'll give the next class in a very quick span of time, so that our polity section can move ahead in a faster way. So thank you so much, my dear friends.